Okay, Jared, it's all yours.
Cool. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little talk on efforts over this past year to make our website images CI faster at publishing. So getting right into it. Yeah, the main result is we shaved off 20 minutes from last year. And the majority of this speed up comes from the fact that we are now using GitHub's ARM runner in our CI actions workflow. So no more emulation. I guess a little bit of background. We publish x86 and ARM images for our Pulp and Pulp minimal images. And so beforehand, we were building the ARM images in emulation, which would slow down the publish step a lot. I'll have some times in the next slides. So yeah, most of it is just we're now using the ARM runner, which is a new feature that GitHub added maybe a year or two ago. And we're able to just build at native speeds. Second thing is we added a lot more optimizations to reduce the amount of redundant building that we do. So if there has been no changes on the upstream, then we don't do a build. This way we're not clobbering our tags every single day. So here's a example workflow of the old publish. The way how it worked is that we have 4 main images we publish. There's the base image, which all of the images have to pull from. There's the CI CentOS image, which is what is used in the Pulp images and RCI. And then there is the actual final images, the Pulp minimal image and the Pulp image. So the Pulp image is the one and all container that we use in our developer environment, and the Pulp minimal is obviously the one that is used for Docker Compose and Kubernetes. So the main thing that we would do is we would split up the workflows based off the image type. So we would do one image, the base images would be done in one workflow, and then the Pulp minimal and Pulp images would be done in 2 separate workflows that would run in parallel. Obviously the base images or the Pulp images are dependent on the base images, so they have to run afterwards. And I can't show the picture of this, so I'll just go to the actual source. The base images, oops, this one, yep. The base images took around 15 minutes to build, and then the rest of it was publishing the images. And then the 2 other images took around 11 minutes each to build. And so we're spending a total of around, what's that, 35, 36 minutes running, just building the images. And if we go to the new publish, you can see we're able to build all of them together one after another in a total of 6 minutes. So this is where basically the entire speed up has come from. This is the actual native build time, and the rest of it from the old publish is just the emulation build. Basically the ARM build was taking 3 to 4 times as long as the normal build time. And so now that we have the 2 different runners, we can build the x86 and the ARM at the same time. And basically they're the exact same workflow, just on different runners, different architectures. So some final thoughts. The main bottleneck now for our CI is the actual testing of the images. So you can see in here, the building takes place in around 6 minutes, but then the actual testing takes around almost 20 minutes. And so if we can make the tests a bit faster, we could probably shave off some more time. And currently the test is basically running the Pulp CLI suite of tests, and those run 1 in serial. So maybe if we can parallelize them, we can shave off a couple more minutes. And then the second thought I've had is the Pulp and Pulp minimal images do the same work. They basically are, the only step they both do is pip installs. and they're both doing it separate. Whereas if we were to restructure the images on how they're inherited, we can probably save on this one pulp call. So then we could get rid of the extra image and simplify down to just 3 images. So it would be something like base, pulp minimal, and then pulp image. Yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
Jared, what would it take to parallelize Pulp CLI? Have you given any thought to that?
Yes,
Testing.
I actually have a PR open that's I haven't worked on in a while, but the main bit is making sure that all the tests are using independent names.
Mm-hmm.
So like for example, basically all the tests are grouped by plugin, and then the plugins will create an object and then work on that object. And a lot of times we share the names of the objects
Yep.
between the tests. And
Yep.
so most of my work in that PR is just renaming all the different objects to be unique. And then, yeah, that's mostly it. And then there's some edge cases like pulp orphan cleanup. You have to remove those calls because anything that's relying on orphan behavior can't really be easily parallelized.
Yeah, one of the things that we ran into a while back, like a long time ago, was tests on the functional side of things that were assuming that there was an empty pulp to start with and then an empty pulp to end with, and counting, where you were in between. And that doesn't work, obviously, when you have other tests running that are loading data into the system. And it took a while to decouple those. That's exactly the kind of edge case I was thinking on. Yeah, I forgot that you had a PR. Just dropped it in the chat there if anybody wants to take a look. Go ahead,
I
Matthias.
think the only reason for running any orphan cleanup related commands in the CLI is to actually test the orphan cleanup command.
Yeah.
But if we manage to mark the tests that are safe to run in parallel, we can just skip those.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. That would be outstanding. Because getting the CLI side to
And again,
run would help more than just the functions.
Yeah, taking the CLI test suite to test the functionality of the build containers is a bit dangerous again. That's not what it was built for. But
True.
then I think it's just smoke tests anyway.
Yeah, most of it is just to see like, do we break anything?
Yeah, and so skipping random tests shouldn't be an issue at all.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. Very cool. It certainly made our lives as developers easier, and for the folk who need, here's a bug fix. How fast can you publish this? And we've actually done a lot of work over the last few years to make that answer be a lot faster than it used to be. And this is just one more step in that process. Outstanding. Any other questions for Jared? Okay. Jared, I'm going to stop the recording here.